I decided to fundraise for Suicide&Co because I had personal experience with their services. And at the time, I couldn't afford therapy. And I just wanted to be able to give something back, to not just kind of pay off my own therapy, but hopefully give more to the people who were like me and in a similar situation and felt strong enough to reach out for the help and yeah, hopefully get the help that they needed. So weirdly, I got the email because I was signed up to the newsletter. I got the email about fundraising and I decided to do it completely independently from my sister, but my sister also was on the newsletter and signed up as well. She did much more of a challenge than me. She walked with her friend the full 34K and she did like a loop of Leicestershire. I wanted to do it initially as more of an outreach. I think one of the things with suicide loss is that people don't realise it can very easily happen to them. And I think the more people are open about it and the more people speak about it, the more chance you have at saving someone's life. Since Jake died, I did a lot of suicide prevention training. I think it was something that I did to help me cope, to kind of spot what I could have done differently. And one of the biggest things is just being able to talk with someone openly about it. What I wanted to do was combine a few people so that, you know, we each had to fundraise slightly less and do a few laps of the lake to get to the total of 34K. And while we were doing the laps of the lake, have a table or a stand and do some outreach and kind of talk about Suicide&Co, talk about SOBs, talk about suicide loss, suicide prevention, things like that. It actually was way more difficult than I thought to be able to get the council to sign that off. I think the location that I'd chosen was just quite problematic and there was a lot of red tape, which I didn't anticipate. So in the end, I managed to get a group of us and we all kind of collectively fundraised. But what we did, we only ended up doing 2 laps of the lake because we kind of counted each person's steps individually so we technically reached the 34K, but really we were only walking for maybe like an hour or something, whereas my sister was walking the whole 34K, blisters, you know, couldn't walk for a week afterwards, and I felt like I hadn't really put ourselves through it as much. But between me and my sister, we each managed to hit the £1,000 target. So yeah, we were both able to contribute to the fundraising total, and that was the main thing, really. A big thing for me was as well to make it accessible, and I think there's a bit of a narrative that you have to kind of push yourself through something in order to earn the money that you're raising for charity. And I just felt like the most important thing was raising the money, and really people should just want to donate because they want to give to a good cause. When you're asking other people to take part in something, it's fine when you're asking other people to donate, but if you want other people to do the walk with you and fundraise, as I wanted to, it's quite difficult to get people to commit, and I didn't know whether people were going to say yes and then back out on the day, and then, you know, we'd have to do more to kind of reach the 34K target. But also I just didn't want to ask too much of people, so I really was quite non-committal until the last second. The best thing about doing the challenge was just feeling like I was able to give something back, and I don't like feeling like a burden to anyone, and I was very grateful that I was able to receive such a high level of care completely free of charge, and I just wanted more people to have that experience, but also to be able to give a bit back for what I felt like I owed in a way. And hitting that, we went above that target with the help of other people. And yeah, just being able to get over that target for doing, you know, quite an easy walk. But it just, yeah, it felt amazing to reach the total and be able to give back. In the end, I think I was trying to overcomplicate it, and actually it's quite simple. Just get people to sign up, get people to donate, and whatever you do on the day is going to be okay. I was very shocked at the level of care I got from what is essentially such a small charity, and I think with suicide being one of the biggest causes of death, especially amongst young males, there must be so many people who don't reach out for the help or aren't able to or don't know it exists. And I think for such a small charity, that's a massive burden to bear. And any money that can go to them to help them grow and to help them access all those other people would just mean so much. So many people have been affected by it, but you don't have to have been personally affected by it to know that there is a lot of people who are struggling, who are going through something that is so difficult to work out and so difficult to see through to the other side. And there are lots of people who need that help, and for a small charity it's really important that they can get to those people. I think it's very easy to overcomplicate it, but it's actually really simple and you can just do anything.